Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Shift Now for February 1st to 2nd, 2023. Happy February. If you are new here, my name is Arlene Grace, and I'm a spiritual coach. I'm an alchemist, master numerologist. I am a conscious channel. And so if you are just joining in live, I invite you to say hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to a brand new month. Hello, Shell. How are you? I want to say it's Shelly. How are you today? So we've moved into February. And so we moved from an energy of the 8 into an energy of 9. And the last time that we experienced this energy was December 2022. And so if you were to just go back to December, what were you experiencing? What was the energy that you were experiencing? And because this is very similar to that energy, the energy being that of the 9, and it's really inviting us to be committed to ourselves, committed to our own wholeness, committed to our own expression, committed to our energy, the energy that is flowing through us. And when I think of this month, I think of it as, what are you the cause of? What is the frequency that you are experiencing? Because this is your life, and you cannot fool energy. You cannot fool the universe. You create what you are. And so this month is a month of light, a month of illumination, where the truth will be revealed. As I feel into this energy, it feels as though, this entire month is going to be a full moon. When we experience the full moon is completely illumined, which means all of the spaces that have not been hit with light, that have not been shown, that have been in the shadow, have been revealed. Right? And so this is going to be, or this month will be, the revealer of the truth of how and what you love. It will be the truth of who and what you think you are. It will reveal the truth of who, what, and how you value yourself, others, and the physical world. For example, if you value money more than you value yourself, then are you now willing to act on behalf of money as if money is a god, as if money is all that you are now willing to be out of integrity with yourself to attain at the expense, right? Are you willing to attain whatever it is that you have to do in order to attain the money? Will you do the things? And for example, I remember when I was working corporate, I did not enjoy my job. And yet I was willing to be out of integrity with what it is that I was doing there in order to receive the paycheck, in order to have the 401k, in order to have the benefits, right? And so all of these things are going to start to rise up for you, whether or not you are ready for it, right? The truth will be revealed, and it will be revealed not to punish you, but revealed to you so that you can simply see it and decide, what is it that I want to do with this information? And so as we're experiencing this energy, as we're experiencing the month, we'll start to see that the symptoms that we are experiencing, the results, are a result of how we are experiencing ourselves from within. This month is here to remind you that you are whole, as a whole mind, body, emotion, and spirit, that you are the cause of your own experience, and everything else is just a symptom of it, right? And so I'll use myself as an example. Good morning. As an example, this right now here is a symptom. This is a symptom of what it is that I wanted to create. And so as a cause, I wanted to create an experience in community. I wanted to show up live. I wanted to be here with all of you. I wanted to connect with you. I wanted to express myself fully. I wanted to engage with all of you. I wanted to learn more about you. And so this is the feeling. This was the cause. The cause was for me to come out here and create a community with you today, February 1st, 10 a.m. EST on Wednesday, February 1st. Right? And so as that is the cause for me, it's now starting to show me the how. Oh, I'm going to have to create a Canva. I'm going to have to create something on StreamYard. I'm going to have to put that out on YouTube and on Facebook. And all of these things started to show up for me to have my cause, which is here now, the expression. This is the symptom. This is the result of me Me deciding and moving through a process of this is what I want. This is what I want to experience. And so as you are experiencing your life, noticing the feedback, you get to decide how you're going to perceive it, decide how you're going to feel about it, decide what you're going to do with it, because this is your life. And is this matching your values? Is this matching what you're wanting to experience? Are you in integrity with you? So the themes for this month are one, it's going to be community. There's going to be a desire of wanting to connect with others, a desire of wanting to share ideas, to share values, to be with like-minded people. There's going to be a desire to move a mission out, and it's going to feel important to you. You're going to be invited to deepen your own integrity because people around you are going to reflect how you feel about you. There's going to be a lot of mirroring this month. And so paying attention to how am I feeling as I am in connection with others? How am I feeling as I'm in community with others? Am I liking this experience? Is this experience where I want to be? Or am I willing to pivot? Am I willing to decide something else? Am I willing to be in an experience that fits what I value, right? Things that don't belong are going to fall away. It's funny because I read this quote somewhere, I think it was this morning as I was waking up, there was this quote that said, choosing peace sometimes equates to people falling away, people falling out of your life. And so are you willing to allow the things to fall away without the drama, simply because you are choosing peace? Right? To clear drama, we must choose peace. And in order to choose peace, we must come into forgiveness. We must do and face it, feel it, free it. We must be willing to move in the direction of our peace, which may mean that people may be leaving our own experience until they decide to change, they decide to do their things. Because this month, we're also discovering that we cannot change others. We know that we can only decide to change for ourselves. And so this will start to show up in relationship, in how you are in community, in how you are leading your life. And another theme that is truly important this month is nurturing. Nurturing yourself during this month by observing your own nervous system and being willing to face it, feel it, free it. Look at that, Mocha. Let me open that door even wider. Right. And so we come to today, that's February. This is going to be an energy that is following us for the entire month. And as we come into today, we're moving into this energy of one Jack of Spades. And so we come back around again into an awareness. Today is a day where you will receive awareness, you will receive information, you will receive epiphanies. They may come from others, they may come through others. And so it's a day to be curious. Because as this information begins to arise, we've got the Jack of Spades, which is coming here to support you. And the Jack of Spades is an energy that has had experiences. It is an energy that has been willing to face it, feel it, free it. It is an energy that is supporting you to choose something new, to create a new experience, to be willing to do new things. Are you willing to do new things? And in the willingness to do new things, you're breaking through your own patterns. Now, our mind is a pattern finder. We're able to see the patterns in art. We're able to see the pattern in numbers. We're able to see the patterns of how we are in our own life, right? A pattern that's simple is we wake up, the moment where our feet touches the ground, we're already in fight or flight. We're going to the bathroom. As we're going to the bathroom, we're thinking, oh, what am I going to wear? What am I going to eat? As you're getting something to eat, you're thinking about, well, what am I going to pack for lunch? What am I going to do at work? And so we have these patterns that run in our life. Now, coming into awareness of a pattern is truly important, which is something that we are willing to do or that will support us today. Yes. And the experience of doing something new as you see the pattern, of choosing something new and acting on behalf of it, is now standing strong in your own integrity. And so are you willing to do that? Because the Jack of Spades certainly is. And so the Jack of Spades is willing to take their thinking higher versus getting stuck in a pattern. They're willing to see what is happening in their life simply as feedback, right? And to not take it personally. They're willing to see what's happening in their life, and knowing that we receive 6,000 to 60,000 to 100,000 thoughts that are not us. And they are the chooser of where do I want to focus my thought, right? They are able to come into flow with their own emotions because they don't identify with it. And they're willing to receive from others, from the divine. They're willing to be open to receiving support because they are the chooser of it, because they choose to be supported. They choose to be received. They choose to be seen. They choose to be heard because they do that for themselves first. And so today, there's this reminder that you are whole. You are whole in your emotions, in your mind, in your physical body, in your spirit. And if you are whole, as you come into a deeper understanding that you are whole, well, then what is it that you want? What do you want in your wholeness? And if you are experiencing a life that you truly enjoy in this moment, then are you willing to have more? And are you willing to allow yourself to have more? Because this is a place, or this is a day where you're wanting to just navigate, well, what are my values? What is it that I truly value in my life? And am I acting on behalf of my values? And our values can be attached to a state, to an energy. As I said earlier on, sometimes we are attached to value, or we are attached to wealth, and we misconceive that the idea of money is equated to how we are experiencing our life. And so we put the tangible before how we feel, right? And so we can go into our bank accounts, we can notice that it's moving into the negative, or it's moving less than what we have usually been used to. And so in that, we start to feel devalued. Well, this is a time when you are being invited to amp up your value, to know that what you're seeing in your physical experience is not a reflection of how you feel. And how people are engaging with you is not a reflection of how you feel. Of whether or not people like you or understand you is not a reflection of your value, of whether or not you are a good teacher, of whether or not you are a good mom, a good partner, any of those things, because a Jack of Spades knows. He knows who he is, and he's willing to be initiated into more. And so as you navigate this energy today, as you are coming into a deeper understanding of who you are in your wholeness, of what it is that you're wanting to experience in your wholeness, your key is to be willing to allow yourself to have it all and to dream big. To know that you can have both love and money, to know that you can have a booming, expanding business without needing to sacrifice, to know that you can have the life that you truly desire, but navigating that the life that you truly desire may be different from what everyone else expects from you. And then we move into the second. So as we move into the second, as we move into Thursday, we're moving into 2223 or 2023. And we're moving into 2 energy, 10 of spades. So as you come into this awareness of you, as you come into the wholeness of your whole being, we're now coming into, how am I connected to others? How am I connected in community? How am I seeing myself reflected back to me? And so there's this beautiful opportunity to see the fulfillment of what you have already created. And in that, you get to notice and to evaluate how you are in relationship with others. And noticing others through their own, I'm seeing it as a romantic relationship is the vision, right? When you are in a romantic relationship with another person, and I know that some people are engaging with new relationships, and I see that some people are letting go of relationships here in this group at this time. And as you are navigating that and coming into awareness of how you are connecting with others, you are now noticing their choices, and whether or not their choices were on behalf of their own values. You're noticing whether or not you are aware of their values. Have you ever asked them, what is it that you value in life? And you're also noticing where you may have tried to intervene in that relationship, where unconsciously you believe that your values were right or better. And so you were trying to change them. And so you're going to notice tomorrow where you may have been trying to change someone, knowing that you can't make someone change, where you may have tried to be the fixer or be the fixed in your own relationship, where you may have fallen in love with someone's potential versus them because you weren't aware of what their values were. There may be a distortion that may be rising up where you can start to see someone else's actions on behalf of your your communing together, your connection together, and noticing where that may not necessarily match. And so there's this beautiful opportunity for you to come into connection with those that you love, including yourself, to further deepen your own understanding of what is it that I value? Am I here trying to change someone because their values don't match? Am I trying to impose myself or impose my own spiritual growth on another by pushing them into a group, pushing them into a teaching, and actually having them shy away from what it is that I'm wanting because I'm trying to force something or impose something that doesn't match them at this time? Am I willing to allow for them to be supported by asking them, what is it that you value and how can I support you as you discover these values, as you land into integrity with your own values? And am I willing to allow things to fall away? And the falling away doesn't necessarily mean the person itself. It can simply mean the dynamics that you have within your own relationships. Because as you're coming into communion with others tomorrow and you're discovering these things, as these things are coming into the awareness, you're going to notice, again, I said it once before, where you may be playing the fixer. And as you are playing the fixer, and this is not just in romantic relationship, this can be in relationship with your mom, this can be in relationship with your children, where you're playing the fixer and where you've made them the project. And instead, coming from a place of, how do I come as a supporter? How do I come into a supporter where I am now working with them because I am communicating with them openly and asking them openly, what is it that they want? And if they don't know what they want, allowing them the space to discover what that is for them. And then inviting in an opportunity to support them. Not because I'm trying to fix them, but because I'm willing to see them for their differences. I'm willing to see them for their own path. I'm willing to see that they are on their own journey. So we begin today with I am whole. And if I am whole, then so are they. And so as I come into connection with other people tomorrow, I'll be better to discern and to decide what it is that I'm wanting to experience in relationship with others. And so it's a beautiful energy that we're moving into for February. It's one that will be enlightening. It is one that will be completely supportive for you on this journey. It is one that is going to open you up for more. And it is one that is going to open your heart. And so as you engage this month with yourself and with others, and you notice that the spicy is happening, that things are happening in your life, right? That you willingly allow yourself to be open-hearted as you engage with life. And so I'm curious. I'm curious about how you're feeling today. I'm curious about what it is that you're wanting to experience. If you've noticed anything, if you've noticed any changes, if you noticed the change in energy today as we moved into the 9. I know for me, I received information yesterday that has me paused for a minute. I'm paused and I'm discerning, how do I feel about this experience? Right. And in this discerning, I'm taking my time. And this information arose in relationship to my children. And it's this place where, I was willing to share, I don't know how I feel in this moment. And I don't want your thinking or your ideas or your beliefs that I'm going to be sad by whatever is happening for me to stop you from engaging with me, to stop you from connecting with me. And so I'm simply being present with it. I'm allowing myself to feel. I'm allowing the space for that to rise up from me. I'm allowing any patterns or any ideas or any identifications of being a good mom or a bad mom rise up. All of those things, and so it's beautiful because it's freeing and it is light. It is truth. Information rose up, which allowed for me to see the truth. And now I get to decide, what am I going to do with that? How am I going to navigate that from here first so that I can come into connection with my children, so I can come into communion with my children, so that I can communicate, so that I could stay open-hearted, and so that I can simply love. And so, yeah. Shelly is saying, yes, I can feel a new energy and I'm ready to let what doesn't serve me fall away. That is beautiful. I love that. Jocelyn was feeling a little bit out of sync and weird, and today you're feeling calmer. Awesome. Mesa, I was good, and now I was good, and now I'm good and crying listening to you. LOL. Weird. I'm not sad, just releasing. Yeah, absolutely. And so that's the beauty of this. This is just allowing for an activation to release. Mocha, today was gushy, active, and fun, busy feel. Awesome. I love that. It's beautiful. And so what are your intentions, or what are your questions? We're going to invite in the 9. The 9's already here. And so we're going to pull cards and see how the 9 can support you. Jenny is ready to let go of what no longer serves you. I love that. Yes. Mesa, I would love cards around putting me first while staying in the flow. Please and thank you. Yeah, beautiful question. As I'm tapping in, there's this energy that I'm feeling right here at the back of my skull. And it's interesting because it looks like this big red pole. And so I'm just curious about that red pole, that feeling back here. And it's in this space where it almost feels as though you engage. So it's so subtle. That's the thing. It's so subtle. There's a subtle way of being in your life where you're in fight or flight. And so there's a part of you that's wanting to go, that it has this pattern of being the good girl. So what I'm seeing is you as a little girl and your dad is doing something. It's almost like he's doing something. And I feel like you might have had horses back then. And so he's doing something in one of the horses' stalls, and you go up behind him and you clean it up and you make it all pretty. And then he goes into the next stall and he's cleaning up and he's doing the things and he's talking. You guys are engaging, you guys are having fun and all of the things. And then you go and you do something else behind him and you make it pretty, and then he goes back. And so there's a little bit of this perfectionist energy, a little bit of this, I just want to make everyone happy energy. But this pattern is creating some tiredness for you because of that fight or flight that's happening in the body. And so you're always alert and aware, even if it's subtle, of how can I make things better? How can I soothe things over? How can I help someone else out? Yeah. And so the Jack of Clubs is like, okay, so let's just let go of the past. And you're wanting to choose you. You're wanting to engage with you. And so it's as you engage with you, as you choose to move forward on this spiritual journey of self-love, of self-value, of self-awareness, of understanding that you are more than just this body. Are you willing to let the cards fall where they may? And are you willing to let them, so the cards are representing the people in your life, the people that you connect with, and are you willing to let them stand up and start to take care of themselves, start to take self-responsibility for themselves, which will then engage in you having conversations. Now, the conversations won't necessarily be heated conversations. They're just conversations of, this is what I want. This is what I want to experience. This is how I want to live my life. Are you willing to join me? Are you willing to play with me? Are you willing to connect with me? Are you willing to co-create this experience with me? And so, yeah, there's this letting go of, there's just a simple choice. I choose to put me first. I choose to put myself first, knowing that choosing to put myself first will create flow in my life. As people are falling away or are coming into discovering, oh, hold on, Mesa isn't, doing the things the way that she used to. She's changed. That you're willing to play the observer in your life and to observe as they pick themselves up off the ground, dust themselves off and begin to take self-responsibility. And knowing and this assurity, this deep connection, and knowing that you belong, that you will never be alone. And so in doing that, yeah, there's going to be a great shift in your life where you're going to deepen your own trust for yourself and deepen your own trust in the universe. Like, as you choose you and you allow the flow to move through you first, as within, then out in your physical experience, you will now deepen your trust for you and deepen your trust for God, the material, for the divine, to support you in what you need, by really inspiring others to choose, to decide, to serve, to support, to create with you, to play with you. And so simply choose you and allow things to fall into place. Pay attention to your own frequency and allow the dust to settle, per se, which may not necessarily take long. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you fell off in January, so putting it back in place and creating some strain. Yeah, absolutely. So again, it's just coming back, choosing you, allowing yourself to come into flow again so that you can deepen your trust. Martha is activating deeper self-love with ease. Yes, I'm not sure if that's a question, Martha. If it is, please let me know. All right, Jenny, I would love a card guiding me to myself this week. So as I'm tapping into you, I'm feeling your abdomen is very tight. There's this fear of letting go of, or letting free your creative power, your creative energy, your creative spirit. And so there's this holding back, which I'm feeling is holding this tenseness in your shoulders. And so I'm going to invite you just to take a deep breath in. And so to imagine, just imagine and play with your imagination with me. Imagine that you are taking the weight of the world. You are taking the weight of your children, of your partner, former partner. You're taking the weight of all of the things that do not belong to you, and you are lifting it up and you are settling it down onto the ground. And as you do, just taking a deep breath and noticing, how does that feel to your shoulders? How does it feel to your back as you let go of everyone else's burdens? Yeah, you are not the controller of others' experience. And so by simply allowing others to have their own experience, you yourself are choosing you. Yeah. And so I love that. As you are allowing others to have their own experience, by remaining open in the heart, by trusting that others can decide for them. Now, granted, I know that you have children in your life. It's noticing and discerning. Okay, I'm discerning for safety, right? And so if my children are making choices that are not safe for them, then of course I'm going to impose myself as the woman of wisdom, as the mom. And at the same time, I'm going to allow them to have their own experiences where I know that I cannot control them. I cannot control their choices. I cannot control others in their life. And so I'm going to be in an open heart. And with an open heart, I'm going to choose me. I'm going to choose what I want to experience. I'll keep an eye out on them. I'll keep an eye out on others in my life. But I choose me. I choose to love me. I choose to put me first. I choose to feel this energy and top up my energy first. And then engage if inspired. Right? And so in that, it actually allows you access to let this creative energy flow. Because of this holding on of the burdens, you've been waiting for like cups to fall or things to fall, because you've been trying to control their experience to make them happy, to help them to be happy, to help them feel supported. But in the letting go of that, you're now able to actually engage with what you're wanting to experience in the material world. And so, yeah, there's a letting go. There's a letting go of how you're identifying yourself as a mom, as I'm feeling like your children are in different age ranges. And so because they're different age ranges, the way that you're mothering them is a little bit different. But with your eldest, even how you are raising them or caring for them and nurturing them has not shifted as they have matured more. And so there's an opportunity to reassess how it is that you're wanting to support them, how it is that you're wanting to love them. It's almost like I decide I'm going to keep an open door policy to help them to know that I'm a safe space for them to land should they want support and love. And so there's a shifting in the dynamic in your relationship, in the way that you communicate to others. I feel like this is also this like communicating to them, hey guys, I need an hour. Give me an hour. I'm going to take an hour of time just to be, just to feel, to write in my journal, to meditate, to cue, to do the things. If you need me, come, please. Absolutely. But decide if it's important first before. Allow me that space. Allow me that time. So, yeah, I love that for you. Okay. I'm curious, Mocha, I'm curious about my pause lately. Part of me wants to do, I feel inspired by feel. And when I ask what's next, silence. So my curiosity is, where are you in the divine timing of it? Yes, you're at a pause, but where are you in the decision? Where are you in the commitment of what it is that you're wanting to experience? Right? Because I feel like you've received so many awareness just from our connection calls here live. You've received a lot of awareness, and in the receiving a lot of awareness and information from the summit, from what you're wanting to experience, from the clients that you're wanting to engage with, how you're wanting to engage with, all of this information came through. But did you decide? Did you decide that you're going to allow yourself to have it? So just feel that. Oh, interesting. Yeah. I'm just feeling it because you're being initiated into what's coming up for me is I remember back, you were sharing that there was a lot of energy that was moving through your body, and this energy that was moving through your body was really inspiring you to take action, right? I think there was a story with lightning and electronics or something. And so in that, you were really being inspired, take the action, go do the things. There's so much energy that was moving through your body. And there's a part of you that's almost thinking that it's going to be the same, that you're going to have that same feeling, that you're going back to that energy of, this is what's going to move me. This is when I know I'm making the right decision. This is when I know I'm doing the how right. And Jack of Hearts, like erase that. No. And allow yourself to be in the divine timing of it so you can receive the divine direction by deciding, feeling into it. I claim I'm going to have this experience. I am the experience. I have the experience here now. It's going to inspire me into an action. I'm willing to take it. And there's this falling away of this idea of sacrifice, this idea of I'm going to sacrifice my time. I'm going to sacrifice part of my business. I'm going to sacrifice my body in a way, my well-being in a way. I'm going to get tired. I'm not going to have enough to engage energetically. And so this pattern, this track part, like that's wanting to fall away as you do it. And so letting that pattern or that thought process to go while you claim what you want. What do you want? What do you want to experience? Are you willing to engage with that in your life? And then move. I hope that makes sense. So come back to where you are in the divine timing. Allow yourself to be activated. Okay. Jocelyn, love a card to guide me into better health taking. That's better health taking. Oops, dropped cards. I'm not going to take these cards. Okay. Jocelyn, better health. I'm wondering, and I'm curious, I'm just feeling your energy, and I'm just kind of seeing what you're navigating. And as you're going through an experience, the experience towards your well-being, towards greater health, over the last couple of years, there was a shift. And so in that shift, you came into that well-being. And my curiosity, we're just moving things. My curiosity is, are there things that brought you into this greater well-being that you had over the last year? Are they still serving you, or are they actually impacting you now? And are there things that you can let go of? Yeah. Because as you come into what you want, better health is always going to come. You want better health. As you come into that, what does that feel like in the body? Are you willing to cue with it? So as you feel that in the body, what does better health feel like in my body? Does it feel like ease? Does it feel like vitality? Does it feel like, does it feel energetic? Does it feel playful? However it is that you bring together this energetic tonic that equates to your well-being, are you willing to be in that energy and allow that to inspire you into action? This is going to inspire you to come into deeper awareness of where you may not be caring for yourself and some of the connections that you have to it, right? That might not be serving you. So an example of, I'm caring for myself, I'm feeling this well-being, and for some darn reason, I'm wanting to eat chips. And so you go and you decide, am I going to eat the chips or am I not going to eat the chips? And then there's another layer of, what do chips mean for me? Chips means that they're unhealthy, that they're high in sodium, that they're fried, that they're this, that they're that. Like, there are things that are wanting to fall away that are connected to your new idea of what well-being means in the body, or better health means for you. And there's this this throwing away of programs that were imposed upon you through the food industry or the healthcare industry and all of these things. So simple, come back. What does it feel like in my body? What do I want? What does it feel like in the body? Can I identify that? As I identify that, will I allow myself to be in resonance with it? Will I let that frequency come into my body, play with it, cue with it, allow myself to go into the journey of it by coming into the awareness, into the acceptance, by claiming, I want this, right? Because this is a journey, so that you can receive the fulfillment of well-being in your body. And so as I'm feeling this, it also feels like there's a deeper sense of value that's being invited in for the physical body itself, and for what the physical body has journeyed with you in, and what it has allowed for you to discover about yourself. And so all of this is truly beautiful, to receive this fulfillment in the wholeness, knowing that your body has been your partner this entire time. And so it feels like you're really inviting in not just better health, but a deeper connection and a deeper understanding of this physical vessel. So I love that. That's amazing. Shelley, I would love a card for path for a new home and where. Okay, so the cards will not tell you where, nor will I. And the reason why I say that is because we can go ahead and we can forecast things, we can see things, but the things that we see are from this moment here. And so I can see it from this moment here, and then you decide you don't want a house anymore, and so it's no longer part of the path, right? Or you decide that you get a snowstorm and you decide, screw this, I want warmer weather. And so you decide something new, or you add a nuance to what it is you're wanting to experience with this new home. So a card for the path for the new home. Ten of Spades. Interesting. Tomorrow's energy is Ten of Spades. So as I'm feeling this, there's I feel like you're making it harder than for yourself than it has to be, that you're putting a lot of pressure on the moving. I'm wondering if you're wanting to move. I don't know if you have a son, but I'm seeing a male in your life. And so are you wanting to move for your son, for the betterment of your child, for the betterment, or for another person, where when we engage with life and we're choosing to have an experience for someone else rather than ourselves, we're making our life a little bit harder because it's not driven by a desire from within. And so the Ten of Spades is like, choose you first. Are you the one that's wanting to move? Are you the one that's wanting to have a new experience in a new home? And what does that mean for you? What does it feel like for you? And are you willing to allow this to inspire you into the journey, inspire you into, hey, look up online, they're selling houses over here. Hey, go engage with this realtor over here. Hey, go check out this place, this part of the world. Like, what do you think about that? And so you are the chooser of your own experience. When we choose for others, and so I know that I wanted a home for myself, but really and truly the home was for my children. And so I wanted my house to be like on a huge property. I wanted a ravine in the back so that we could see the deer. I wanted a creek in the back so we could hear the water. I wanted to have tennis courts. I wanted to have a swimming pool. I wanted to have a park. I wanted to have like all of this land, and I wanted to have this amazing house that was huge and had places for them to play, like walk-in closets for them, all of the things. And really and truly, I wanted all of those things so that they would value me and so they would love me. And so that they would actually see that I was successful, and so that they would see that all of the choices to leave their dad behind really equated to all of this, which is bullshit. And so coming back, what do you want? Is this new home for you? What does this new home feel like? Now, in this new home, you get to share a co-creation with this person, with whoever's coming along with you, but that becomes a co-creation. And so in deciding for you first, I want a new home. I want to have a place that feels safe and secure and warm and spacious and this and that and the other. Are you willing to come with me and co-create this with me so that you now come into connection together, communion together, and you get to share your dream and communicate that with one another, and then engage in where you might think that might be. And so choose the home for you first. Make it easier on yourself, because like the result is you start to see the truth in how you're communicating and how you're engaging with life. When you think about this and we see this pattern, are you also doing this in other aspects of your life, with your money story, with your career, with your other relationships? Are you seeing the truth of it? Are you engaging with life where you're putting others before you, or are you willing to come back to you first? What do I want? How do I want to engage with life? Because this is going to allow for you to make new choices based on what you want to experience, what you want in life. And it will teach you, or it will inspire you to actually begin to communicate your needs, your wants, your desires with others, the truth. So, I love that. I hope that was helpful. Jeannie Johnson, card on life direction. Okay. It's interesting, as I'm tapping into you, I can't help but just look in this direction and my head doesn't want to move. And so it feels like you are stuck looking at some part of your past and almost waiting for this part of your past to change before you actually move forward in the direction of what you want. Yeah, and it's painful. It's painful to just be looking over your shoulder all the time, almost waiting for it to catch up to you. And so, yeah, I'm curious about that. Yeah. And so what I'm feeling in the past is this Queen of Hearts energy of like, who am I as a woman? Who am I as a mom? Who am I as a human? Who am I? Who was I as a little girl? There's a lot of being the nice girl, trying to placate others, very much like what I was seeing with Mesa. There's a lot of like trying to soothe others, trying to nurture others, trying to give unto others. And it's a pattern that's been playing out since your own childhood. I see at the age of 3. And so in this, because you're still focused on the past, it's holding you back from actually moving in the life direction that you want, because you're not wanting to leave anyone behind, or not wanting to leave, want people to leave you. You don't want to be alone. And so there's this it's a choice point. Are you willing to have what you want? Are you willing to go in the direction of what you want? Are you willing to allow yourself to have what you want? And I'm just hearing some of your thoughts. Like I'm almost hearing like, oh, it's too late to get what I want. I'm of an older age, and so I can't move in a new direction. And so there's this dissonance that's happening in your mind. There's a part of your mind that wants something, that's feeling inspired to have something new, and there's another part of your mind that doesn't want to leave what you think you're going to have to leave behind in order to attain it. There's a bit of a sacrifice energy here. And so I'm going to invite you just to take a deep breath in. And as you do, like really allow yourself to dream, to nurture yourself in that dream, to nurture your dream. What do I want to experience that's brand new for me? That's, I feel like lively, that's fun, that's communicative, that's playful, that's interesting, that's curious. What is it that I want to bring into my life that will engage in all of these types of energies? And to allow yourself to journal. So I'm feeling like your higher self has been wanting to come through. Your higher self, your soul, your guides is wanting to come through. And so your higher self is inviting you to get a journal and to take like 5-10 minutes a day and to just journal down your desires, and to allow for you to write down, just begin by, they call it automatic writing. So just begin by writing down, how you're feeling or what the weather's like, and almost allowing this energy to take over, to move through your hands. So you just begin to automatically write. And after you automatically write for about 10 minutes, you come back and you read it and you see what was expressed through you, which will help you to begin to see what it is that you're wanting to engage with in life. And the result is you trusting you more deeply, you trusting your higher self, you trusting life, you trusting yourself in engaging with life. There feels like there's this letting go in this practice of letting go of how you think life is supposed to be as you turn around, face forward, and start moving ahead, which I think is beautiful. So, yeah. Janine, hopping on late, but would love a card regarding finances, please. Lots of opportunities arising. It's funny. Oh, look at that. Interesting. I feel you. I feel you. And it's funny because I'm seeing all of these opportunities for money that's all around you. And it's like, pew, 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 pew. Which one am I going to touch? Which one am I going to engage with? And so the Two of Diamonds and the King of Clubs fell out. Two of Diamonds is you're being invited to discern how you're wanting to engage with others in regards to finances, and to notice where you are. Well, one, it's contracts. This is creating contracts, but you're being invited to discern the quality of the contract, if that makes sense, and noticing how you are going to come into connection in these contracts. And so if you were to partner with somebody, say per se, you're going to partner with a new business partner, but you're deciding to be with this business partner because they can fulfill the things that you don't know, i.e. they know how to build websites, or they know how to build community, or they have all of the wisdom, the knowledge, so they're going to be doing the teachings. If you in any way, shape, or form feel short and you're having them fill the hole, then this is not going to work out for you later on down the road. It may work quickly, it may work easily for now, but these things will start to rise up, because once you up level yourself so that you feel whole in your own connection with that other person, they're going to feel less than. And so you're being invited to come and discern these opportunities to, am I whole? Are they whole? And do we have the same vision? Do we have the same mission? Are we moving in the same direction? Am I willing to allow myself to take the lead in this opportunity, knowing that I'm connecting with someone that is a leader as well? And so even if this is client work, right? Are you connecting with another person where this person is expecting you to be the magic pill? And so they create this relationship with you that every single time they need help, they are engaging with you because they're not willing to be in their own resonance. They're not willing to do their own work. And so you are learning how to discern. Yeah. And so coming back, pulling back from the opportunities that rise up and just feeling into that and just discerning, does this feel like what I've been putting out? Does this feel like a convergence of the energy that I've been moving out into the world in regards to wealth and value and finances? Yeah. All right. I love that, Jenny. Brilliant. Okay, Martha, please. How can I support myself to activate deeper self-love with ease? Okay. Martha, I'm like hearing, stop it. Stop it. You already are it. Yeah. You already are it, but you're trying to mentalize the whole process rather than allowing yourself to be in process. Does that make sense? Yeah. So my head hurts. And so I'm just going to invite you to take a deep breath. What you're letting go of is how you think that is supposed to, how you think that you're supposed to experience others in your life if you are engaged and activated in this deep self-love. And so you're moving from this place of, I am here, I am activated in deep self-love, and now I'm going to be engaging with others. I'll be connecting with others so that I can see how I am in relationship, how I am in communication, how I am feeling about my value, how I am feeling. Like you're being invited to be aware, conscious of how you engage, because you're aware of your patterns here in your mind, but you haven't yet experienced it through the body as you engage with others for you to be in awareness and to receive the wisdom. Does it make sense? It's like there are two pillars that equate to wisdom. There's the pillar of knowledge, there's the pillar of experience. And when you come together with knowledge and experience and you do the things with the body, you come into the wisdom of it. right? It's that. And so there's this willingness to know, to decide, okay, I deeply love myself. I do feel the ease in my body. And so I'm going to notice my own nervous system as I connect with others, as I receive the feedback. Because sometimes your body will respond before you even connect with the person. So we'll use an example of a man, right? If your body is responding by being in fight or flight when you're about to engage with a new person in your life, it's very possible that your body has moved into fight or flight because it's not feeling the resonance of that deeper self-love and ease that is with this person, that your body is actually feeling the aversion. And so your body's telling you, I'm feeling an aversion, right? So yeah, there's a shifting that's happening. And the shifting that's going to happen is as you engage in life, the fulfillment of that, so that you can come into a deeper awareness, so that you can have the shift in the body, so that you can actually move in the direction of, I saw those patterns didn't serve me. I'm moving in the direction of that. I'm going to move my energy in the direction of what it is that I'm going to want to experience by feeling the inspired action, taking the inspired action, and shifting my life. Right? It's awesome. Okay. So we're going to do one more. Samantha, so many triggers lately. Like my desires are being lived by others. So how the heck can I live them now? My desires are being, so icky feeling, so ready to let it go. I love a card, please. What is the lesson in it all? What wants to be released? So it feels like what wants to be released is comparison. Right? Is it comparison? Just feel into that for a moment. And are you actually just willing to see it as feedback? I'm now receiving feedback that there are others that are doing the things that I want to do. And if I'm just receiving feedback that others are doing the things that I want to do, then shit, that means it's actually available for me. That means that it's actually here. That means that I can actually do the things that I can just decide and take the inspired action. What if this was just your perception? And what if there was no healing in all this? Yeah. 8 of clubs. So where are you thinking? Where are you perceiving your life? And so we can see so many things based on our own perceptions, based on how we value ourselves, based on the feedback that we're receiving from others. But everything's going to begin with ourselves, right? Like there's this fable that's out about this boy. So this boy is going into his room and he finds this beautiful stone. And he goes to his dad and he shows him the stone. And he's like, oh my God, Dad, like I found this stone. It was in my drawer. How much do you think it's worth? And so his dad says, okay, well, why don't you go down to the butcher and talk to the guy at the butcher and show him the stone. And when he asks you, how much do you think it is? Just put up 2 fingers. And so he goes to see the butcher and he's showing the butcher the stone. And the butcher's like, oh my God, I love that stone. I would love to buy that stone from you. How much is it? And so the boy puts 2 fingers up and the boy's like, $2, no problem. I'll buy that stone. And so the little boy goes home and he's like, oh my God, Dad, he said $2. He's excited about it. But then his dad says, okay, so I'm going to ask you to go to the thrift shop. Take this to the thrift shop and go and ask the man there, what he thinks its value is. And so little boy goes over to the thrift shop or the pawn shop, and he's showing him the stone. And the man's like, oh my God, that's a gorgeous stone. I'd love to have that stone in my collection. How much is it? Little boy puts up his fingers and he's like, $200, no problem. I'll take that. And so little boy says, no, thank you. And he leaves and he goes to his dad and he's like, Dad, $200. I wanted to sell it. And his dad's like, hold on a second. I want you to go to the jeweler now. Take this stone, go see the jeweler and go and show him the stone and just tell him, ask him what he thinks about the stone. And when he asks, again, put your fingers up, 2 fingers. And so he goes to the jeweler and he's showing the stone. The jeweler is looking at it through the magnifying glass. He's like, "Ooh, look at that stone. That stone is so beautiful. I love that stone. I'd love to buy that stone." And so he says, "How much is the stone?" The little boy's like, "This." And he's like, $2,000, no problem. I'll get you a check. The little boy says, "No, thank you." He walks out. And so value doesn't come from the stone itself. It comes from you, and everyone else is going to perceive it based on their own values. And so, do you value you? Do you value what it is that you're wanting? Your desires are activating your own limitations, and so you're receiving feedback of your desires and the limitations, the thinking that you can't have it, when really it's just a perception switch. You're receiving feedback that it is available, it is here, just take it. And so are you willing to take yourself higher, willing to take your belief in yourself higher, the value of yourself higher, the love that you have for yourself higher, and what you're expressing out into the world? Because it's all about you. You are the chooser of the experience. It's your life. Everyone else is just like whipped cream and cherry on top. They can think whatever they think, but we don't have to take it so personally, because their decisions are on their own values. So celebrate you. Celebrate what you've received. Celebrate the feedback. Celebrate what you're moving out into the world. Amp up the energy of what it is that you're creating, and do the thing. Take the action and see. It feels like other things will be available for you. Other opportunities, other access points, other doors will open up. But yeah, see yourself. All right. Okay. I love it. Oh, I got Carissa. I'm going to do Carissa. I'd love a card. I'd love a message of support about consistency in my business. Ooh, love it. So I'm feeling into your abdomen, and there's like a little bit of a short that's happening in your abdomen. And it's interesting because the short has a name, and her name is Millie. Yeah. So there's a part of what's wanting to happen as you come into this, as you expand into your business, and as you bring in new ideas, new things, you're discovering more things about yourself. You've also got this part of you that, and I'm a mom. I'm a new mom. My body's changing. I'm shifting. I'm deciding whether or not I want to have more little people. I'm watching this child, and she's growing, and she's just this glorious little being. I love her so much. And there's this, there's almost like this merging that's wanting to happen. It feels like two hats. I have business Carissa, chef Carissa, business chef, magical, intuitive Carissa. And then I've got mommy Carissa. And this mommy Carissa is wanting to come into wholeness with you and how you engage in your business. Now, how you engage your business is going to be a little bit different, because Millie is still growing up. She's still engaging, but there's an invitation for you to really look at what are the possible ways for you to be supported. What are the possible ways that you can engage in your business in, I feel like, different ways or short spurts of time. There's something that you're not seeing, and the reason why you're not seeing it is because of this idea of I'm also a mom. So be all of it. Can I just be whole? Who am I as a whole being? Who am I as this full expression of Carissa Lynn Renner? Like, who am I in my fullest expression? Mom is part of it, but it's not all of it. And business owner is a part of it, but not all of it. Right? And so one of the things that really that you shared, like, I'm going to ask you to really look up, the jack of all trades. You were saying this a couple of weeks ago, I'm the jack of all trades. I want you to really look up the saying in its entirety, the quote in its entirety, because it's more than that. The way that that quote has been moved out into the world is one that creates a devaluing of a person. And I'm going to call the bullshit on that. So I'm going to invite you to go take a look at that, to notice. And Damn. So you're rebirthing. What I'm kind of feeling as is in alignment with what I was sharing earlier on. You're in this rebirthing. And so it takes 10 months for a woman's body, and say a woman's body, to create a little being, like a little human, right? And we know that because as their hair is growing, our hair is growing lush, and as their nails are growing, our nails are growing quickly. As all of these things are happening with the baby, our bodies are doing double time to help us and to support this growing child. And when we give birth, we're not done. Our body is now shifting back. And so it takes like 10 months for our body to shift back to not even normal, because it's just different. And so you're moving through this process still, where re-identifying who you are. You've moved through the grief of who you were before you had your baby. You are re-identifying who you want to be and how you want to express in the world with this little person beside you. You're re-identifying how you are in relationship with your partner, because that's certainly different. And you're re-identifying yourself in how and who you are in community. You've moved. And so all of these things are starting to move around you to come into convergence of who you are now. You're rebirthing. And so it's by staying into, okay, I'm Carissa Lynn, right? What do I want? What do I want to experience? What do I want to move out into the world? And allowing for that to inspire you and to take action while everything else begins to fall into place. You can't control what's happening around you. You certainly know you can't control your job. And so as these things are starting to fall into place, it's your job to come back here, right? Yeah. To come back to, okay, who am I? Who am I? Who am I in my expression? What is it that I want? Because it feels like while you're going through this postpartum stage, you were grasping at things that weren't really a match anymore, because you still were uncertain of who you were. So that's starting to move through for you, and which I think is extraordinary. And so as this falls away, as your life starts to rebirth itself to match you, your job is to come back to you, come back into who you are now, come back into understanding, learning, discovering who you are now, as you start to allow for the creativity to spark up within you to, oh, shit, I love this. I love what I did there. And I would love more. Yes, please. More, please. Let's go in this direction. And all of the other things will start to fall into place. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for joining me. It was a pleasure to have you all here. I love you all. And yeah, happy February. Happy letting go. I will see you on Friday, same time, same place, and have an amazing day. See you in the spaces. Lots of love.